Last month, I narrowly missed an opportunity to watch the Jennifer Garner classic 13 Going on 30, so naturally I decided to substitute with its mostly forgotten 1988 predecessor 14 Going on 30, a science fiction comedy starring Steve Eckholt, Daphne Ashbrook, Adam Carl, Gaby Olds, Harry Morgan, Loretta Swit, and Rick Rossovich. The film centers around Danny O'Neill, a 14-year-old who's got a huge crush on his hot homeroom teacher, Miss Peggy Noble. Danny's biggest goal in life is to marry Miss Noble when he turns 18, but she has other plans, as it turns out that she's engaged and soon to be married to the school's PE teacher, Roy Jackjaw Kelton. Don't ask why that's his nickname, it just is. Not willing to let his dreams die without a fight, Danny uses a fast-aging machine built by his conveniently super smart best friend Lloyd to age himself up to 30, so he can try to convince Miss Noble that she should marry Roy. For a TV movie, 14 Going on 30 was pretty well received, and upon viewing it for myself, I can see why. Let's start with the positives. The movie is, for the most part, well acted. Gaby Olds does an exceptional job as young Danny. Sure, he's missing for most of the film, but he's got great charisma and comedic timing.
Don't you, mister?
Yes, sir. I've got a severe memory problem, sir.
And what did you forget to do?
Forgot to put on my white athletic shoes and white cotton or cotton polyester blend athletic socks, Mr. Kelton, sir.
You messing with me, punk?
Apparently I am, sir.
You asking for it, O'Neill, huh? You want me to jack your jaw? Is that what you want?
Yes, sir. I suppose I've got it coming, sir.
You'd like that, wouldn't you, huh? Get fired over a punk like you? Not a chance. Down, give me 50. Everybody else, laps. Hit it!
Steve Eckholt is totally believable as the fun-loving, almost 30-year-old Danny O'Neill, and Daphne Ashbrook charms in her portrayal of Peggy Noble. All the main characters are pretty cliché for kids' films like this, but I didn't mind since they were so well acted. I also like the film's fast pace and old-school special effects. The graphics on the aging machine haven't aged well, but there's still some charm to it. The practical effects have aged much better and are always a treat to see. Time for the negatives. The first one's not a big problem, but it did bother me during my watch. That is Rick Rossovich as Roy Kelton. In his early scenes, Roy was one of my favorite characters. He was an over-the-top cliché and had some of the best humor in the film. But as the movie went on, for some reason, Rick's acting got worse, and by halfway through the film, his character went from enjoyable jerk to badly acted jerk, which is obviously a losing combination. Even with that problem, like I said, it's not a big one. This would have still been a great film in my eyes, if not for the movie's greatest flaw, the ending. To put things into context, Lloyd's parents have been divorced for a while. They don't pay him much attention and just ship him back and forth between their houses. He's sick of it and can't wait to grow up so the sad process can stop. Keep that in mind because it'll be important later.
Danny, I have been working on this machine for almost a year. It's my ticket to independence. It means no more living with relatives who don't really want me. No more being shipped around from Uncle Harry to Aunt Myrtle to Cousin What's-Her-Name down in Louisiana who never even heard of me. I don't want to blow it, Danny.
Danny's plan to stop Miss Noble from marrying Roy goes a little too well. When he goes to his school as adult Danny, thanks to some movie logic, he gets mistaken for his school's new principal and does what you would expect, basically turning the school into an 80s kid's paradise, filled with generic rock music, ridiculously colorful outfits, unchoreographed dancing that's obviously choreographed, and junk food for lunch in the cafeteria. During all this, he not only shows Miss Noble what a jerk Roy is, but he also gets her to fall in love with him. This is everything Danny's ever wanted, so of course he doesn't want to change back, but gets forced to when Roy looks at the real principal's files and sees that it's not Danny. Roy calls the police and they take Danny and Lloyd on a high-speed chase. They make a quick stop at Miss Noble's house so Danny can say goodbye, and then rush to Lloyd's house where Danny gets de-aged just in time for his parents' return. Here's where things go wrong. I think a good ending would have been Danny coming to terms with the fact that him and Peggy won't ever happen and he falls for a girl his own age, but instead they go for the creepy who thought this was a good idea ending. When Danny gets to school the next day, he's sad because he had to leave Miss Noble, and to make things worse, it's announced that she resigned for unspecified reasons. Then this happens.
Miss Noble, I can explain.
Excuse me. Is anyone sitting here?
No, go ahead.
Noble? Peggy.
But how?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your new homeroom teacher, and I'm going to allow him to introduce himself because I don't know his name. Well, I'll see you all later.
Good morning, everyone. My name is... Mr. Lloyd.
Yeah, that's right. A grown woman decides to not only take advantage of a desperate, vulnerable child, but also de-age herself in order to be with a 14-year-old that she fell in love with. Instead of being traumatized to find out that she'd been making out with a kid this whole time, she takes student-teacher relationships to a whole other level of messed up, jeopardizing the lives of 2 kids in the process. Not to mention how poorly thought out this plan is. What will happen when Miss Noble's relatives notice that she's missing? Or when Lloyd's parents notice that he's not around? This whole situation is creepy and a huge stain on the quality of this film. All things considered, objectively, I give 14 going on 30 a 6 out of 10. If it weren't for the creepy ending, I'd give it more points and actually feel comfortable recommending it, but as is, even though there's a charming film here, the ending is too disturbing for me to ignore. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to know when I upload next. This has been Andre Darius, and I'll see you all next time. God bless.